Hi everyone, and I'm going to show you here quickly how I take a Xero P&L and turn it into something a little bit more useful. So this is a download of a fairly normal looking agency P&L from Xero. It tells you the profit, so it's not useless. I just think with a few tweaks, which will take a few minutes to do, you can turn it into something useful. So I've prepared a little sheet here which looks at turnover, cost of sales, salaries, freelancers, overheads. These are the major component parts of the agency P&L, and they don't leap out at you here. So let's get started. So the first thing I notice is that freelancers are in the cost of sales. Some people put freelancers up there. Xero can encourage you to do that. I don't think it's particularly useful because we're not recharging them on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them down into admin costs to the start. So let's just insert a row. Let's move it down here. And you'll see that the admin costs have gone up and the cost of sales have gone down. Operating profit will remain the same because there's nothing new in there. It's just in a slightly different place. So let's do the first thing. Let's look at turnover. We know what the turnover is. It tells us it's here. I'm not going to change anything about that. But the cost of sales have changed. So let's link those in now. That's 49,000. And so we've got revenue, which is turnover less cost of sales, 901,000 in this particular P&L. Next, we turn our attention to salaries. So first thing we need to do is we just need to copy this across, which is a simple sum. It's just adding up everything in admin section. So we're copying this across, and we're going to move out anything to do with employing people, the cost of employing people. So we've got some national insurance, some payroll taxes. Let's make this row a little bit bigger so we can see the number. We've got some pension costs, so let's move that across. And obviously we've got the gross salaries as well, so let's move those across as well. You may have other things in there as well, but there we go. So 525. Again, let's go to here, equals this number. So we're beginning to build up the P&L. Next thing is freelancers. We've moved the freelancers down. So again, let's move them across. Take them out of the admin costs, which go down, and we have got freelancers here. Now you may have more than one different type of freelancers. You could have them for design, you could have them to development, whatever. Move them across, get them out of admin costs, and sum them up. So we've now got freelancers, and so we're beginning to build up the P&L. There we are, freelancers are in there. So let's go back here. Next thing to do is take out anything that is not an operating cost. And so the obvious ones are going to be corporation tax or deferred tax. Anything to do with tax has its function, has its use, not in this P&L, not in this simple P&L. So let's move it out. Let's move it out right over to here. Get it out of the way. And then we're left with the admin costs. Now, what we could do at this point, what we should do at this point is just link in this figure here to the admin costs that are left. Hey presto, we've got a P&L. What I would say at this point is make sure that if you don't have directors or founders' salaries in here, that you add them in to make sure you've got a true P&L. But if you go back to the summary P&L, and again move my head so we can see the full glory of the donut, we can see we've got a simple P&L. We've got revenue of 901,000. We've got salaries of 525. Operating profit of 121, and that's at a margin of 13.5%. So with the donut chart here, we can see that the salaries are 58, freelancers are 4.4. So total people costs are around 62-63%, which is acceptable, if not a little bit high. I'd like it to be start with a 5 at least. Overhead's a little bit bigger than target at 20%, so worth a little bit of a review. And then we're left with an operating profit of 13.5%. Not quite sure what the zero is there. Let me just make sure. Okay, that's interesting, but not relevant to the main thrust of this, which is that in 4 minutes and 40, with a little bit of talking, we have quickly constructed a very simple P&L, which gives us people to revenue ratio, a net profit margin, has taken tax out of the P&L. Dividends are also another one. Dividends can remain in there as part of the salaries if they are your main form of remuneration. If they are a distribution of profit, I would move them out of the admin costs, out of the salaries altogether, so that you're looking at the operating profit of the P&L. So hopefully you find that interesting. If you do, please click like, please subscribe, and watch more of my videos about agency finances. Bye for now.